All right, what is going on, my dudes? We are back here today with War number 12 in Alliance War. We're skipping from War 8 to War 12 because I've been majorly behind on the War videos. I don't want to be uploading War videos during the off season. Nobody cares at that point. But War number 12 was so insane, man. We took, I think, 11 fights, and I think 10 or 9 of them were with She-Hulk and Mr. Fantastic. These two are such insane Mystic Dispersion, hashtag Defiance, attack tactic attackers. Really, really sick showcase from these two champions. So I definitely wanted to make this video, pop it up, because the past few wars, they were pretty boring, pretty standard stuff. It's like the same videos over and over and over, but this one felt really unique to me, and I really wanted to get this one up, man. So, She-Hulk, absolute monster, man, for this attack, for this defense tactic, because she doesn't have any buffs with the attack tactic. Same thing for Mr. Fantastic. They both counter it just so incredibly well, man. So up first, we're on path 6 against Mojo here, okay? And, you know, the nodes here are like aggression, prowess, and critical setup. Like, then it's literally just a nothing here. It's a nothing node Mojo, because what he does is he counters buffs. And this attack tactic is so strong. A little too far behind, a little too far back, She-Hulk, on that space thing. That was a bad one right there. But, you know, what Mojo does is he counters essentially buffs. And with the attack tactic, there are so many champions who just cannot gain buffs. So what's going on here? We're turning Mojo into an absolute potato. Spidey was banned. I would have taken pretty much every fight that I take with She-Hulk and Mr. Fantastic with Spidey 2099, but with bans, you gotta adjust, man. And She-Hulk and Mr. Fantastic are an absolutely insane duo that pretty much cover most of the things that he does. All right, up next, we are moving into a fight I have done so many freaking times, but boy, did I do something really stupid this time. And I don't even think I need to call it out. I think you'll know when you see it, man. So, this is Power Snack Penny Parker. And I always say, as long as you land a parry at the beginning and start pushing her back with Hercules, you're super duper safe to go here, right? Now, I'm going to just try my best not to trigger Dex, right? I'm gonna block all of the special attacks right here. We triggered her, that's totally fine, right? She's getting a little bit back. I want to get rid of her shield in a perfect world, get the shield down so I can just hit her freely. We have the White Max pre-fight on. That's going to allow us to hit her while she's passively stunned. Totally safe to do. There we go, she's backed up. Like 2 to 3 combos with Herc into her block is going to just completely get rid of that shield. With one more combo, good, done. We're good to go, man. She's at 86% health. Power Snack is a thing. I have an invul boost on, and I made the biggest mistake I've made probably all season, and that is going to be trying to dex her special 2. And at this time I said, Jesus Christ, man. All right, let me go for the special 1 while Power Snack, right? And we're going to get rid of the true accuracy for Power Snack. We get the precisions, we can do some damage, cool, right? She's at 48%. Back and recovery triggered. I wanted to put the Infuriate on, now bait out special 1s. We're in the corner, we're dancing a little bit. I said, all right, man, if I get rid of this precision, that bug is still a thing where the precision buff goes away, and then it triggers Power Snack. So I want to just make sure she was at no power here. All right, we're good to go. We're still okay. I just want to get out of the corner now at this point. She has 50 on her shield. I would love to remove that shield if we possibly can, right? She's at 27%. We're in the corner. I don't want her to get to another special 2. What's going to happen here? We're dexing her heavy attack. Is she going to go for a special 1? Is she going to lose her power? Yep, and I went to dex it again. Why? Because I'm a doofus. And we just died. So, really solid fight there, right? So we revived, and of course we get her down, no problem, because we don't go to dex her special 2 this time. So, definitely really unfortunate. Was super annoyed about that, but it's alright. We're going to keep going with some Mr. Fantastic action now, okay? So we have a Sorcerer Supreme here on Mixmaster and Aggression Prowess, right? Now, this is a really easy She-Hulk fight, but Mr. Fantastic is also an incredibly underrated Alliance War attacker, okay? And I wanted to get more pre-fights. So, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just get to special 2, right? We have a White Magneto pre-fight on. That way I have a little bit more wiggle room to just hit her with whatever combos, right? Look at this. 1 special 2, and she's down to 75% health. Really, really solid. Now, as you can see, her power gain is pretty much, you know, non-existent at this point. Because with the Petrifies, from the 6-star Mr. Fantastic, is 40% each, right? That's going to be 40% power reversal. Now, unfortunately, they did fall off. You know, I should have been doing heavy attacks to pause them and then refresh them and everything. But I was just really focused on keeping the rhythm of the fight. At like this point, I realized like, oh my god, wait a minute. The whole point I'm taking this from Mr. Fantastic is because I actually wanted to get more pre-fights. And the way I do that, or I realize that right now, and the way that I do that is to have debuffs on at the end of the fight. Somewhere along the line, I like changed mindsets to like get through the fight really efficiently, which we definitely did, right? But we didn't gain our we didn't accomplish our goal of having as many pre-fights as possible. We'll have to fix that later on. Moving on, we have a Rintra on node 26, one of the most annoying nodes in all of Alliance War. It's a Stunning Reflection and Heal Block passive, and you can't block or else you get a Disorient on you. So what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be placing 2 debuffs, Petrification Ray and Suppression. We're going to be going in with Hercules here. I have a Power Start 1. All right, we have 1 minute left in the Power Start 1. We're going to go in. I really didn't know who to assign for this fight. We ended up going with Hercules, obviously, right? And the goal was just to play with Hercules, man. And, you know, there is, of course, his power gain, his passive power gain, right? All that stuff. But we have the Petrification up and also the Suppression to limit the amount of power gain that he can actually get, as you can see. And what I want to do here is I want to counter his special ones and his heavy attacks when he throws them with my long-reaching heavy attack. And that is pretty much the strat. As you can see, it's working very well. Okay, so I'm going to continually just bait that special one. You know, obviously you guys know I'm a really big fan of Rintra. I know how he works really, really well. I know his animation spacing. I feel very super duper confident doing this fight with Hercules, right? I just want to keep pushing the special ones and keep baiting those special ones. And so far, as you can see, it's going very, very well. He's now down to half health, okay? We have our 12 feats of strength. 1 combo did 12% damage. 3 more full combos, and this guy is essentially dead. That's just kind of how it is. We hit him in the corner when he had 10 mystic charges there. That made him unstoppable in the corner, but that's okay. I have a special 2 in the bank. Unfortunately, all of our buffs were neutralized and the Petrify is now gone, but that's okay. He's immune to stun because he's at 15 mystical charges, and we're going to go ahead and bait out the special one again, go for the heavy attack, boom, down to 11% health. We almost had like a perfect solo, and of course he had to ruin it at the end, but 1 more combo, that's going to be it. Boom, special rooted, doesn't even matter. Yeah, Herc, really, really good. I would have loved to use Spidey for this fight, but of course, Spidey was banned. I went back and forth between Herc and She-Hulk. I felt safer using Hercules. It looked really, really safe watching it back. Felt really, really safe doing it. Yeah, man. Let's keep it rolling. So up next, we're on Path 7. This is Spite and Rise to Power, okay? So what I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to be doing essentially what I wanted to do against Sorcerer and getting those pre-fights, all right? Now, I was initially going to be using Hercules for this Mysterio, but I had such a good time using Mr. Fantastic against Sorcerer Supreme, I was saying to myself, you know what, man, I'm gonna go in here with Mr. Fantastic, and we're gonna use him for this Mysterio. There's no buffs, don't have to worry about Spite, don't have to worry about the Global, don't have to worry about literally anything, and for Rise to Power, right, which is essentially going to be, what Rise to Power is after you knock them down, when you block, they're going to be gaining power as if it was kinetic transference. But the Petrify, right, the Petrify pre-fight that we now have 2 of. Watch his power. Yeah, he definitely oh, actually, he was hitting us. That's why he was gaining so much power. But the Petrify is going to go a really long way in countering that power gain, okay? We have to hit him with the heavy attack here because I do not want these debuffs falling off, okay? I want to just make sure we get all of our debuffs up. We have 3 Petrifies. We have 3 suppressions now. So now look at his power when we hit him. Really, look. So now he hits us, right? It should be like a kinetic transference type thing. He actually loses power now. So, you know, Spidey, you start with the Wither. Start with minus 125%. This is minus 120%, right, of the power reversal. So Spidey is just so incredibly strong when it comes to that specific utility, but when he is banned, Mr. Fantastic is a really solid second for that particular thing. I think he's very, very good for it. Up next, we have the Hood. I was initially going to use Mr. Fantastic for the Hood as well to get more pre-fights. I looked, I have 6 pre-fights. I'm saying to myself, okay, I think I have an idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for She-Hulk against the Hood here, okay? This is, I have 1 advanced power boost on. I had to go very fast. So this is, so I didn't show the nodes. So this is kinetic transference and also aspect of evolution. Now, On her special 2, she has a very powerful Petrify. I believe it's minus 110%. Combine that with the Mr. Fantastic Petrify, that's minus 150% power gain, right? Passive power gain. So for stuff like Kinetic Transference, watch, when we do like a parry here, his power actually gets reversed as long as that special 2 Petrify is up, and we keep the Mr. Fantastic debuff up by doing heavy attacks and also knockdowns on the special 2, okay? So, boom, there we go. He's at the special 2 now, unfortunately, but look at this, Kinetic Transference, throwing it into our block. Normally, if we didn't have those Petrifies up, you know, that would have been like he goes up to a special 1. It's alright, man. We ate the special 2 in the block, and now we're going to just refresh the Petrify, and we're totally good to go here. Not even to mention we have the She-Hulk and Mr. Fantastic free fight, the Power Sting, synergy up, and it's really good synergy, as you can see right there, right? Yeah, really solid stuff. Let me get the next clip ready. Spent a lot of loyalty to heal up, and now we have a Super Skrull, who I was actually going to take with Hercules. But I was saying to myself, what if I got more pre-fights, and what if I took away the global, and what if I just had a lot of fun using Mr. Fantastic? That seems like a really good time. And guess what? That's what we're going to do. So the nodes here are Rich Get Richer, Aspect of Evolution, and I think something else as well. But Rich Get Richer, I have no buffs. He has buffs. I usually take this with Spidey, right? And Spidey completely smokes it. But Mr. Fantastic, he's starting, right, by reducing his power gain by 40%. Once we get to the special 2 here, check it out, 80%. Well, look at that. Really, really, really slow going up. If we get to one more, it's going to be reversed, okay? Now it's going to block the special 2. We get a really solid energy resistance every time we would gain a buff, right? So what I'm going to be doing here is just, if we push in the special 2, block it. I'm not going to do what I did against Penny and try to dex his special 2. That would be bad. There's a falter on me. Hit his block to remove it. I held the heavy attack a little bit too long. That was a silly mistake. And I have to go for a special 1 to refresh those debuffs because I do not want these debuffs falling off whatsoever. I can make my way back up to another special 2 in just a second here, right? So that's totally, totally fine. Unfortunately, that happened. You know, I wish I just hit him with the heavy attack, but I didn't. It's totally fine though, right? Here I'm trying to bait out a special 1. He's not playing ball with me. I'm like, all right, man, I'm going to push you to a special 2. Just please throw the special 2. The falter right there, but shout out, man, to the evade on Mr. Fantastic. A very underrated ability that he has. Gonna go for the special 2 now to refresh these debuffs, and also we now have 9 debuffs, and also we have the 2 debuff, which is a really solid debuff, right? Yeah, solid stuff, man. Also, he's healing from willpower, and we're also reversing that willpower. So, obviously, Mr. Fantastic, not as fast as Spidey, not as blitzy as Hercules, but that was super duper safe pretty much the entire time, aside from when I hit him through the phase, which ideally I don't do, right? Let me get the next clip set up for you, because now we're going to have an absolute gauntlet of She-Hulk goodness. You see these 4 fights? These 4 fights, we're going to blitz with She-Hulk, man. Mordo, Sasquatch, Mangog, and Wong. Let's do it. Up first, we got Mordo, right? This is a tough Mordo, to be entirely honest, man. The nodes here, do I go back to the nodes? Well, I'm putting on a Petrify, okay? I have a decent amount of debuffs, a Petrify, and a Suppression, okay? I planned all the debuffs out. I have 7 debuffs, right? We got our power boost ready to go. Feat of Vigilance, Power Efficiency, Missing in Action. I've done this fight with Spidey, right? I'm pretty sure I posted this fight with Spidey, so if you've watched my prior war videos, you've seen him. She-Hulk, man, is nuts here. Like, seriously nuts. Of course, there's no buffs, right? So no Mystic Dispersion, the Mastery, right? What we're going to do here is build up to a special 2, and we're going to place our Petrify on Mordo, and now the power gain that he gets whenever he gets his power gain is going to be like severely reversed, man. There's no aspect of evolution here. He's not going to be gaining any power at all. He's losing it. We're going to go ahead and put the Petrify on again. He now has the falter. I could have went ahead and just hit him through the face there, but we went ahead and didn't. We have 3 Furies up on Mordo, who's not a large or extra large defender, so our Furies do fall off pretty fast. But look at the damage on 7 Furies here, and the power sting got him absolutely freaking nuts, man. So let's get that Sasquatch fight linked up now. To be entirely honest, I was very scared of this fight, just because it's a rank 4 Sasquatch, first and foremost. I've never fought him here before. I've been using Spidey here a bunch, and I feel very confident using Spidey here. I didn't know who to use for this Sasquatch. I didn't know what I wanted to send. And I saw a video of She-Hulk doing it. And she did really well. And I said, you know what? I think I could do that. So I went in with an advanced power start 1 boost. And the strat, man, there's Conflictor here. Okay? So that means that when I give him a debuff, he's going to gain 75% of bar power and purify the debuff. Watch this. I'm going to go for the special 2. He gains power. But She-Hulk is dope because her special 2 puts a petrify on the first hit and the second hit. Same thing for the slow debuff, okay? So what I'm going to be doing here is keeping my Furies up as high as I possibly can. Every Fury buff that I have, passive that I have, is going to be doing 15% taunt on the defender. So right now, 90%... How about that? Real quick. Let's go over the spacing really quick, man. So every taunt that I have is going to be a 15% taunt. Every Fury that I have, 15% taunt. So right now, 90% increased chance that Sasquatch throws his special attacks. Every time the defender throws a special attack, that's going to go ahead and refresh my Furies, okay? So on top of all the damage we're getting, we have a very strong taunt. So here we go. Boom. Beautiful. Really nice stuff. And on top of that, the Fury damage, that's going to fuel the Power Sting damage. I tried to get an exhaustion on him. Same thing where you can get 2 exhaustions on the special 1 if you get really lucky. Unfortunately, didn't happen. I didn't get any exhaustions at all. I got one on the second hit, and that triggered Conflictor, but... you know, it didn't put the exhaustion. The exhaustion stops the rage stacks. That's why Spidey is so good for Sasquatch. Heavy attack, exhaustion. But what's really solid about She-Hulk versus Sasquatch here is that when he's in his Wrath mode, he has like a power reserve mechanic, right? So that means he's going to be like really spamming special attacks. And that's totally cool. He can spam the special attacks as much as he freaking wants because it's going to be refreshing my Furies the entire time. We got through that fight against a rank 4 Sasquatch, right? With She-Hulk nuking him in 90 seconds, and we lost 5% health, if that, man. So She-Hulk, nuts, man. Nuts for this global. We're putting a White Max pre-fight on Mango Eggnog here. We're gonna try and blitz this guy again. All right, we have the guidance boost on. I have 7 pre-fights left. I said, okay, I'm gonna put 2 debuffs on, right? I have 3 debuffs on because I don't want this guy getting into a special 2. I have 4 debuffs left for the boss if I want them. Mango Eggnog, I have fought with She-Hulk before. It's gone fine. All you really have to do is make sure you keep those Mr. Fantastic debuffs refreshed the entire time. Very, very important. You do not let those guys fall off. Mangog is an extra large defender. An extra large defender, as you can see, compared to Mordo, if you really want to go back and rewind it, you can see. But the Fury length is much longer against extra large defenders, right? So that's going to really go a long way in keeping those Furies up. Of course, with Mangog, he has reduced combat power rate when you hit him and when he hits, and he has a lot of the passive power game. So when I am reversing his power, as you can see, right, it's going to make it so he doesn't really get to special ones as often, but that's okay. Like, I'm fine if the Furies fall off, as long as I just keep his power gain under control, letting the power stings do some work. Nice, we got the spacing down really nicely against the special 1 counter with the heavy attack, right? Now at this point, I want to build back up to a special 2 so I can get another petrify going on this guy, also get some nice big damage and set up the power sting. Come on, throw it. Come on, there we go. He's now unstoppable, but that's totally okay because we're going to get rid of that. And that's pretty much going to be it from the willpower healing that was reversed. All right, we have one more fight against the Wong boss. I've never fought a Wong boss before. How I wish I had Spidey for it. I've said that a million times in this video now. However, we are going to be going with She-Hulk. I went back and forth between She-Hulk and I-Bomb. I asked the person who was using I-Bomb, I was like, how familiar are you with how Wong works? And he was like, not very. So I was like, all right, we're using She-Hulk. I did 1 billion duels. I got the special 1 counter down. I was thinking about this for a while here. I said, I want the Petrify on for his passive power gain, but I don't want the suppression debuff on because I want him chaining special ones. I want him spamming special ones against me. That's going to be the strat the entire fight, okay? Now, this is a Wong boss, right? So he's stun immune. Ideally, you can stun this guy, but you can't stun the boss, right? So we're going in with She-Hulk. We just had an absolute freaking run with She-Hulk, man. Mordo, Sassy, Mango. Now it's time for Wong. We start off really bad. really bad. Like, oh, all right, down to 64% health. Okay, that's fine. What my plan here is I want to go ahead and get to special 2s. I want to chain special 2s. I don't want that petrify falling off. So let's go ahead and refresh that. Oh, just in time. Now, here we go. We practiced this a lot. Dash in. Heavy attack. What I do is I wait for him to jump into the portal and I dex back with him. Okay, I go back with Wong. That's the timing that I got. So I dash in, dex back again. Heavy attack. What the heavy attack does is puts the slow on him. So when he goes for a heavy attack for the unstoppable, he's not going to go unstoppable. Now I have the petrify from the special 2. That's going to also reverse his power gain on the heavy attack by 110%. Okay, so it's very, very, very important that I keep the petrify on from both Mr. Fantastic and also my special 2 minus 150% power gain, and every single time I counter his special 1 with a heavy attack. Now, his Eldritch spells currency. When it gets to 90, I have to knock him down with a heavy attack, or else I'm going to be taking a lot of burst damage, something that I absolutely cannot survive more than one time in this fight. So we're going to keep this rotation going of, baiting out the special 1, dashing in, dexing back twice, okay? And we're going to counter with the heavy attack every single time while chaining the special 2s when we get there. He's being a little stingy with specials. Of course, when I was doing duels, he was a lot more willing to throw his special 1s, but at this point, I'm saying to myself, all right, man, his health is finally below mine. I feel safe to bait out heavy attacks from this guy while the petrify is up, while the slow debuff is on. I feel totally safe, taking the block damage and baiting out a heavy attack to counter instead of, intercepting or intercepting with the special 2, right? I feel totally fine doing that. If I take some more block damage, that's totally fine. We had a really rough start to this fight, but She-Hulk held strong the entire time. Unfortunately, we ate that combo, but ever since we did eat that combo, the fight has gone exactly how I wanted it to go. As you can see, the power gain is definitely heavily controlled there, right? And we're going to go ahead, bait out a special 1, going to go for the heavy attack there. We're going to get the intercept here, do a full combo into a special 2, and shout out to the Power Sting synergy. That's going to be it. So, yeah, man, that was She-Hulk and Mr. Fantastic being just absolutely freaking insane, man. For this defense tactic, for this attack tactic. There's one more season of this combination. If you haven't been trying out Mr. Fantastic and She-Hulk in War, dude, give them a shot, man. Try it in the off season. They are so super duper fun for it. They are so effective and so good. So good for these fights, man. The attack tactic is amazing. I would say She-Hulk, Mr. Fantastic, and I-Bomb are probably the 3 super amazing attack tactic attackers, man. We used all 3 of those many times this season with a lot of really great success. Yeah, super annoyed about that Penny fight. I died one time as well in the 3 wars that I didn't make. It was to a long shot, which was definitely not the best assignment with Hercules. Unfortunately, I played it very poorly. He used the special 2 when he was in Pure of Heart, and then for some reason, even though I use long shot every day in AQ, I forgot that when his bad karma falls off, it's gonna put incinerates on me. So instead of hitting him, I backed off. They all went on me, dead. But yeah, aside from that, I didn't die in the 3 wars. It took 10 fights every war. It's basic stuff. I mean, especially with bans, I feel like these war videos get very repetitive. This one felt really cool and unique, man, because we were doing a boss gauntlet with She-Hulk, and She-Hulk's an absolute monster, man. Plus, Mr. Fantastic is very underappreciated champ, I think. But that's it for this war season. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, drop your boy a big ol' like. Rewards video, probably tomorrow. I don't know. By the time you're watching this, I probably open them. I'll be seeing you there, man. Hit the subscribe button. I don't know.